What's up, guys? This is Chase Oliver 68 here, bringing you the August 27th edition Raw review. Make sure if this is your first time checking me out, subscribe above. Check out my video game channel where I discuss video games and review them. See your live videos, description box, and follow me on Twitter while you're at it. So anyways, let's get started with this Raw review. So Raw pretty much kicked off with a recap. They recapped of what happened between Cena, Punk, and Lawler in the main event segment. And it led into the opening segment, which featured Jerry Lawler calling out CM Punk for an apology. He pretty much said that, if he had to apologize, CM Punk also has to apologize. Punk pretty much comes out and he apologizes, but not in the right things that he should have apologized. He pretty much apologized how Jerry Lawler is pretty much nothing special. And when he was talking about the Hall of Fame, Jerry Lawler being in there, it was kind of like what most internet fans kind of see when they talk about Jerry Lawler in the Hall of Fame. A lot of fans kind of say Jerry Lawler doesn't really deserve it that much. I mean, what did he do that much in the WWE? He had a shitty feud with Bret Hart. And so a lot of fans don't really remember Jerry Lawler's career in the WWE besides what Punk said in this promo was his 12 to 14-year-old immaturity with the Divas division. That's pretty much Lawler's claim to fame when it came down to certain commentary. Jerry Lawler was a good heel back in the day, but, he kind of just lays down onto Jerry Lawler. This leads to Lawler getting pissed off and Punk saying, oh, do you want to fight? And they just kind of hint at maybe there's going to be a match in the main event segment. As we all know, later on the show, Jerry Lawler does accept the match. He says, you know what, we're going to have the fucking match. The match is going to go down, and it's a Raw interactive. And the choices were no DQ, steel cage, and tables match. So pretty much this opening segment and the segment that happened later on in the show, I believe near the hour point, did pretty much lead up to a good way for our main event match of the night. After the opening segment, we got Ryback, beat boy. And he beat Jack Swagger. That's all I got to say, to be honest. And apparently Ryback and Jinder Mahal's feud ended. Wow, some feud that was. I'm going to remember that in 20 years. Shit. Awesome feud, WWE. Next up, we had Natalya versus Layla, the Divas champion, on Monday Night Raw. By God, I cannot believe it. The Divas champion on Monday Night Raw. Tremendous. And against Natalya. And so Natalya and Layla pretty much have a standard Divas match, but really, that wasn't the main focus of this. The main focus was the fact that Vicky Guerrero came out and said she had a huge announcement. So Layla ends up beating Natalya. Okay, and she's celebrating. Vicky says, get the fuck out. Vicky pretty much calls out AJ and says that she can be a better general manager than AJ Lee. And that pretty much leads to, a Vicky Guerrero and AJ Lee segment where AJ Lee comes out because Vicky says that she's psychotic. And AJ Lee beats the shit out of Vicky Guerrero. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. So your Divas champion cannot get that segment where she beats the shit out of someone, causes a cool cat fight. It's AJ Lee and Vicky Guerrero. Whatever. It's okay. We all know that the WWE likes to do that so much. I don't understand why it has to be AJ Lee and Vicky Guerrero getting this spotlight. But you know what? Whatever. It was announced earlier that we were going to see John Cena versus The Miz, WrestleMania 27 rematch, all this other bullshit they always like to put behind this match. Haven't seen this match in a while, but I don't think this was the right time to have this match. Like, in all honesty, do they not realize Night of Champions is coming out for The Miz, and that The Miz is your IC champion, and that you should be building Miz in a feud for the Intercontinental Championship? I mean, he faces John Cena, subpar match. We all know what you get for Cena versus The Miz. Cena wins, but why in the hell is Miz losing to Cena? And why in the hell is Miz facing Cena right now? Miz should be building up for an IC title feud. I mean, Zack Ryder, Alex Riley, just to name a few guys. There's a lot of guys available for Miz to feud with. Hell, did Miz and Christian even finish their feud? I don't even know. I just think it's kind of dumb that The Miz had to get pinned in this situation and that Miz is pretty much, just whatever. It's just whatever with The Miz and at this point, and it's just whatever with the IC title. So what's make me going to care about your IC title match come Night of Champions, WWE? Tell me. I don't know. That's what the WWE has to do. Next up, we had Heath Slater versus Santino Marella. Heath Slater and Santino Marella, it was a boring matchup. The crowd was chanting boring. Milwaukee was chanting boring, and me and Little Chris are not really chill with Milwaukee right now. But it was a boring matchup, and this is what I gotta point out there for most fans who say this. A lot of fans I've been noticing have been saying, oh, ever since Antonio Cesaro has won the U.S. title, he's made that title a little bit more legitimate. How? How has he made it legitimate? It's still pretty much being used the same way. Doesn't mean he made it more legitimate. And to prove my kind of point of how he hasn't made it legitimate, notice how the former U.S. champion, the former U.S. champion's Cobra puppet, and the U.S. champion's manager were featured tonight on Monday Night Raw, but not the U.S. champion himself. Just kind of throw it out there. Santino beats Heath Slater. Poor Heath Slater, his one-match win streak came to an end. Such a sad, sad moment in the WWE. Moving on. Brodus Clay and Sin Cara versus Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes. I really do like the opening segment for Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes before this matchup, where Damien Sandow's like, finally, I can have a conversation with someone here, and it's Cody Rhodes. This tag match, it was kind of meh. Damien Sandow does not get pinned in this matchup. Obviously, I guess they're trying to save him and Brodus from getting pinned. But, of course, Cody Rhodes takes the fall. And I know a lot of people are wondering about Cody Rhodes, you know, taking the fall in this type of matchup. But let's just put it this way. At least Cody's not being selfish at this point. I mean, right now, they're kind of breaking down Cody Rhodes a little bit. They're not breaking down him too hard. It's not like he's being buried. He's being featured in a feud with Sin Cara. I know a lot of fans are not overly super excited for the Sin Cara feud, but hey, give it a chance. Let's see what goes down with it. I think they could actually put on a good feud, even though I think it's a year too late, because I think Cody Rhodes and Sin Cara would have fit so much better a year ago. But hey, you know what? I'm down to see this feud because it was a feud I've been wanting to see since Sin Cara debuted, because I know Cody Rhodes can work with luchadors pretty well. So yeah, that pretty much is it. So before I talk about the next match, and I know a lot of fans are wondering, why weren't you talking about these segments? These are like some of the fucking highlight segments of the night. Well, because I was waiting till I came to this match. The next match was R-Truth and Daniel Bryan. But wait, Daniel Bryan and Kane were supposed to go to anger management, and this led to some hilarious fucking segments. First, Daniel Bryan shows up to anger management. He says there's nothing wrong with him, and then the doctor's son walks in with a goat mask, and he thinks they're making fun of him, but his son just plays a goat into play. And then Daniel Bryan kind of talks about how AJ dumped him and talked about how his boss is horrible after Harold. Freaking Harold, what an asshole. He's like trying to say his life is terrible. Daniel Bryan has a worse life than you. And so they were pretty much talking about how, you know, Daniel Bryan was just saying his life is worse than Harold's, his boss is worse than Harold's. And then it kind of goes on to, oh yeah, there's one more patient left, and it was Kane. And then Kane goes on this hilarious theme, and pretty much every storyline, plot hole, device with Kane has been answered here tonight. It was answered here tonight. It was hilarious. Like, Kane was all like, I once electrocuted a man's testicles. You know, I went out with a girl named Katie Bick, but that didn't really work out. I buried my brother twice, actually. And it was just so funny. That was like the funniest shit. And so they went to this anger management thing. And so R-Truth came out with you know, Kofi Kingston. Daniel Bryan came out, and he wasn't doing his normal thing where he was like, no! No, he was just kind of acting like the normal Daniel Bryan. Not like the Daniel Bryan we see now, just the normal Daniel Bryan. And so R-Truth and Daniel Bryan, they have a match. They pound it. He pounds it with Little Jimmy. And Little Chris actually says he's happy Daniel Bryan made amends with Little Jimmy, because Little Chris was really shocked when Daniel Bryan would kick Little Jimmy like that. I mean, Little Jimmy's such a homie. So Little Chris, we're homies with Daniel Bryan now, right? Right. So pretty much this match was just kind of standard. It was just kind of weird seeing Daniel Bryan kind of just acting normal, because his character as of late was kind of, you know, acting like this crazy, crazy gimmick character, which I did enjoy. So then afterwards, they throw us a bone. We all remember the incident where R-Truth, my boy, said, Green Bay, what's up? And when they were in Milwaukee. So there was a lot of Milwaukee chants tonight. Little Jimmy asked R-Truth which city they're in. And R-Truth goes, I know where we at. We in Milwaukee. And then this leads to him going, yes. And then Daniel Bryan's like, no, no. And then he just completely snaps, goes back to what he originally was. R-Truth wins by countout. Daniel Bryan looks like a psycho, and it looks like he needs to make his anger collage before it's too damn late. Make that anger management collage, Daniel Bryan. Trust me. It's not like I've been through anger management, or have I? That's none of your business. But anyways, we all know. I'm sorry. This next segment might tear me up a little bit. Nah, fuck it. Ain't gonna tear me up. So this whole night, we were just getting Triple H Love Fest videos, because this was the night where Triple H looks like he was going to retire. And was Triple H's speech pretty good? Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Sometimes I was just kind of like, what are you saying? But yeah, it was pretty good. And then afterwards, he says he's done. He says he's done. Do I believe he's done? Hell no. This is Triple H. He ain't done. Nuh-uh. Triple H ain't done. Not happening. So to me, this is a lie. Triple H is not done. And that pretty much is the end of the segment. Because, you know, this speech would actually mean something if we actually felt Triple H was gone. But it doesn't mean anything because we know he's going to be coming back soon. I'm just saying, it's just kind of dumb. And the whole Triple H love, it was just kind of meh to me. I mean, it was cool seeing these promo segments. If I didn't see these fucking promo segments at least 800 times in my goddamn life. I swear, all those video packages they showed of Triple H, you cannot tell me you have not seen all of those before. You can see them on Triple H DVDs. I've seen them before on Monday Night Raws when he was hyped up to return. You know, I've seen them too many times. I already know about Triple H's career. You don't need to shove it down our throats who the fuck Triple H is. We know who the fuck he is. You don't need to shove it down these people's throats. We know who the fuck Triple H is. I don't see when Undertaker comes back for WrestleMania, they shove down every fucking opponent with all these stupid video packages every 5 seconds of our goddamn life. No, they don't. They just talk about the streak, and that's about it. They don't shove down every single opponent that he's ever faced at Mania. Only sometimes the big opponents. But anyways, we're moving on to the tag team match. And by the way, Randy Orton did not fucking tap to Alberto Del Rio on goddamn SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio faced off against Randy Orton and Sheamus. And a standard tag match. I didn't really care for it that much. And this tag match is coming to a SmackDown near you. Sheamus pins Ziggler. Ziggler gets pinned once again to Sheamus. So how the hell am I going to believe that he can cash in on Sheamus at all and even keep that title when he defends it against Sheamus? So, yeah, it's whatever. It really is whatever for me. All of a sudden, Kane comes out. And Josh Matthews, if you guys did not know, he got thrown by Kane at SummerSlam. Haha, it was funny. And so he's afraid of Kane. So Kane's at commentary, and the match that comes up is Zack Ryder Otunga. Okay matchup. Don't know why I was in this position. Don't know what I had to accomplish. Zack Ryder gets a win. Thank God he gets a win on TV. That's good for Zack Ryder. And Kane goes in the ring. Looks like he's going to chokeslam Ryder. Turns out he's not. Turns out he's going to chokeslam Otunga. Ryder walks away, and it seems like Kane still needs some anger management classes. Maybe he should make his collage. Maybe he should make his anger management collage. So, pretty much now, we're heading towards the main event. Jerry Lawler tells John Cena backstage, look, bro, I love you. We're homies, but don't come out during my match. CM Punk is kicking something. The match ends up being a steel cage match. AJ says that we get Cena versus Punk at Night of Champions. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Cage match happens. CM Punk versus Jerry Lawler in a cage match. It was alright. Bad. Okay, this match sucked. I'm sorry. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, it was cool when Punk was like, oh, I'll get the first shot. I'll let you get the first shot. And then after that, it was kind of like Punk was just doing something. Both men didn't look that impressive to me. CM Punk, though, it was funny when he was bleeding. And he was telling referee Charles Robertson, get the fuck away. He was just wiping it on his white tape. That was fucking hilarious. But other than that, you know, CM Punk wins via Anaconda Vice. And then afterwards, you know, Punk just gets the chain, locks up the steel cage, starts beating the shit out of Jerry Lawler. Out comes Cena. Here to save the day. He's here to save the day. And, you know, it's just the usual ending to some Monday Night Raws where Cena, you know, looks on at the battered face and the heel walks away and Cena just missed him by a smidge. That's how I normally see it. And pretty much this Monday Night Raw felt lackluster. I did like certain segments, you guys know that. I did like the segments with the anger management. That was funny. Some of the character developments between Daniel Bryan and Kane tonight I thought were pretty decent. Miz, what the hell are you doing with him and what you're doing with the IC Championship? To be honest, right now, the WWE Championship, I mean, even with 3 hours Raws, it just kind of feels like still the WWE Championship is the only thing they really care about, and plus whatever the fuck Triple H is doing. To be honest, this Raw was just decent. It didn't really build too much excitement towards, you know, Night of Champions, but at least we got one match announced, but that's pretty much it. C- for me. Tell me what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw down in the comment section below. Remember, follow me on Twitter, check out my other channel, subscribe to this channel. This is Chase Oliver 68. I'll see you all later, and I say peace!